What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, bringing you yet another episode of Pokemon Y today. Today's going to be episode number 4, and in the last episode we left off here on Route 22. I always forget what number it is. But as you can see in my party here, I got a couple new Pokemon, and these are Pokemon that I'm actually going to be using on my team. So we're going to have 3 members of the team already set up and everything. So we've got Litleo here, it's going to be male. Unfortunately, it has the rivalry ability, and I don't really like that so much. But I got kind of lucky finding a male, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it. And Riolu, and I know you get a Lucario later on, but I really wanted to just train up my own Riolu, because I just prefer that. So I got them up to a decent level. As you can see, Litleo's at level 13, Riolu's going to be at level 14. So they'll be ready to compete at the gym, and that's actually exactly what we're going to be doing in this episode. First, I'm going to finish off what's left of Route 22 here, and there's just a couple of trainers, honestly, that's about it. So we'll do that, we'll head over to the gym, hopefully get all of the gym completed in this episode, and then next time we'll begin our route over towards Lumiose City, and that will be Route 4, I think, so, yes, Route 4. So anyway, alright, this guy wants to battle us, so we could use some experience now that we have more members of our team. And he has an interesting name, Loic, however you want to say that, and he's going to have a Riolu. So if you're looking to add a Riolu to your team, you don't want to wait for the Lucario later in the game, you can capture Riolu in the grass on this route. He's a little bit rare to find, so it might take a little bit to find one, but nonetheless, you can find him here, and I believe this is the only place in the game that you can catch one, other than the Friend Safari, but that's like after the Elite Four and all that, so yeah, I wouldn't wait for that. Alright, so let's see here. Let's switch Litleo for Riolu and have him get some action. I know there's some more trainers down here somewhere. Here's one. He's just hanging out in the grass. He must have been waiting for us. So there's a couple of things on this route that we can't do at this point. We actually need Surf and Cut to get the rest of the items and stuff like that. So we will be coming back here later on. Most likely after we get Fly, because this is eventually going to be way out of the way, so that's that. Now, the only attacking move that I have, even after leveling him up to level 14, is Quick Attack, so that kind of sucks. I'm almost positive that he learns Force Palm at level 15, so that's not really that far away. So we'll just have to stomach through a couple of Quick Attacks before we get there. But anyway, yeah, as far as this team goes, I actually have it all like mapped out and everything, and it turns out that all 6 of the Pokemon are kind of in the early game, which is a little bit strange, and I don't usually like to do that because I don't like having to train so many Pokemon just from the onset. But yeah, I figured I'd try something a little bit different, and it turns out that like all 6 Pokemon are available like around the time that we have 2 badges, so we might have a full team by that point, and that'll be kind of interesting. So we'll just have to like shuffle out HM slaves and the like. But alright, let's get Riolu out of here. He's got some decent action there, so let's bring in Litleo. He's a little bit behind. And I'm not too worried about training him right now because once we head over to the gym, you know, it's a bug-type gym. There's going to be probably like 2 or 3 trainers that we can battle, and then the gym leader too. So Leo's going to get plenty of action. So I'm not worried about him falling behind a little bit. But nonetheless, he defeats that Metapod there very nicely with an Ember, and he's going to grow up to level 14, which is awesome. Doesn't learn anything, but he's doing all right. And I really like Litleo. I really like Pyroar as well, and I never really have gotten the chance to use it. In fact, I've never used it, but I just really like the design. It's unfortunate that its stats and move pool don't really give it a good niche competitively. But I may try to use one competitively anyway, just for the sake of using them, because I like to use Pokemon that aren't necessarily always used. Because, you know, it gets stale watching Rotom Wash just in every single battle. So, oh well. I guess that's for later. By the way, I didn't nickname these Pokemon, so if you guys want to suggest some nicknames, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. I have ideas for what I want to do, especially for Riolu, but I'm kind of stuck on what I want to name Litleo. So if you give me something good in the comment section, I just may use that. And of course I'll give you credit because I'm cool like that. So over here is going to be where the dead end is, because this is actually going to lead to the right. There is going to be Route 21, and that's something that we can't access till around the 8th badge, and up to the north there where that guy was standing is going to be Victory Road. So obviously we're going to be back here later on, but there's nothing that we can do about that right now. Anyway, he's not going to let us through with 0 badges. So we might as well just turn around, and I'm going to battle this girl right here. She has a Flabébé. We haven't been able to capture one of those yet. I'm pretty sure you can find them on Route 4. So after we beat the gym leader, we can capture one if I really wanted to. The only reason I'm really interested in one is to complete the Pokedex, because I do want to show you guys how to get the different charms, the Oval Charm, Shiny Charm, that kind of stuff. As for later on, though, that Flabébé went down to a critical hit, and to the south here is just going to be where we're going to need Surf, so we are done. And there might be an item over here, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I just like jumping over the ledges like that. I don't know why, I'm weird. So there's a super push in there on the ground, we'll grab that. And that could be useful for the gym battle if we get into any trouble. Especially because Riolu is going to be basically useless. So that's that. What I probably should have done is try to evolve Froakie on that route instead of training Litleo, because Litleo is going to get plenty of action. And if Froakie was evolved, I'd have a better chance of getting myself out of trouble if I have some issues on this upcoming gym battle. But I'm not too worried about it. We're just going to get ourselves all healed up here. And now we are ready to go. So this gym is kind of interesting. It puts you like in this big spiderweb area. And I guess you'll just see it. I don't want to ruin the surprise if you guys have not seen it yet. So here we are, the Santaloon City Gym. Look at the portraits everywhere and a pole thingy. Alright, what's the hustle, little Crustle? Oh god, you did not just say that. You did not just say that. So, future champ, this will be your first time challenging a gym, huh? Are you thrilled? Are you pumped? I'm so pumped! Yeah! You should be, no worries here. You've got Pokemon on your side, and really, they're the ones who are gonna be doing all the battling. Good point. Am I right or am I right? Left. Definitely left. Jump on that pole there, and you'll be on your way to where the gym leaders are waiting for you. And this sounds like something that I shouldn't be doing as a child, but okay. Before you go, I'm supposed to tell you something. Everybody in this Pokemon gym uses Bug-type Pokemon. Got it? Yes, I got it, and I actually already knew that, and I could very easily tell from all of the bug portraits of, like, Butterfree and stuff on the wall. So let's jump on this pole here, because, you know, that's what I'm good at. And down onto the spider web we go. And if you'll notice here, there's these, like, little bubbly things on the web, and that's actually going to tell you which way you're supposed to be going. Following the bubbles will actually help you avoid some of the trainer battles. And I think 2 of them you actually don't have to do at all, so that's pretty cool. But I'm going to fight all of them if I can. So we'll fight this guy here, and he's going to start off with a Ladybug. And that is pretty cool. It's at level 10, and it matches my gender, so my attack and special attack are going to be increased by 25% due to my rivalry ability. Unfortunately, the flip side of that is that when I'm facing Pokemon that are females, and, you know, female trainers usually have female Pokemon, it's just the way it works. When that happens, my attack and special attack will be lowered by 25%, so it will be difficult for me to even beat Pokemon that are well below my level. And that kind of sucks, but on the flip side, I can defeat Pokemon that are on my level or stronger with the use of that boost if it is the same gender. So anyway, following the bubbles here, see, it will just lead you away from that trainer over there, and I don't really want that to be the case. And this is really the only trainer that you have to battle with that girl right there, so I'm going to go backwards and fight this guy first, because I want to get all the experience and all the money that I can. I realize that the youngsters don't really give you that much money, but the experience is very useful. So, youngster Zachary here, he's going to send out a Spoopa, which is the middle evolution of the Scatterbug line. So, we'll send out Litleo, again the same genders, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ember is going to be super effective, and yeah, there's no way that Spoopa is going to be able to stand up to that. So down it goes, and I think that's the only Pokemon he had. Yeah, it was, so that's pretty much it for that. And we get a whopping 240 Pokédollars for that. Alright. Lining our pockets, man. Lining our pockets. Alright, so now we're going to battle this girl, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea to leave Leo out for this one. What I'm going to do is put Froakie up at the front, and hopefully get enough experience to get to level 16, and then evolve before the gym leader. So last Charlotte. Of course they had to have someone named Charlotte in the spiderweb area. Of course they did. I see what you did there, Game Freak. I see what you did. Alright, so she's going to have a Cocoon at level 7, and it turns out that it's male, so I guess I could have stuck with Leo. But that's pretty uncommon. Most of the time, these female trainers will have female Pokemon. But nonetheless, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get Froakie up to level 16. I probably should have did a little bit more training. Just defeated a couple of wild Pokemon or something. But, oh well. So we've got this Combee here, and this one is a female. It is at level 9. And that's not going to be able to stand up to a Water Pulse from Shinobi, and down it goes. That's it for Charlotte. And if you don't get that reference, I don't really want to spend the time explaining it to you, so forget about it. Alright, let's put Leo up at the front. I forget exactly what this gym leader has. I know she has Pavilion, but other than that, I forget what her first Pokemon is. So I guess we're going to find out. That determined expression, that glint in your eye that says you're up to the challenge. Yes, it's fantastic. Just fantastic. Is this your first time challenging a gym? Fantastic. Is that our catchphrase or something? I don't get it. Whether it's the tears of frustration that follow a loss, or the blossoming of joy that comes with victory, they're both great subjects for my camera. Oh yeah, she's a photographer. Fantastic. This will be just fantastic. Oh my goodness, this has gotten old already. Stop saying fantastic. My lens is always focused on victory. I won't let anything ruin this shot. Okay, she didn't even tell us to say cheese. She did not warn us, and that makes her a bad photographer. So let's just get right into the battle and punish her for her insolence. Leader Viola, she's going to start off with Surskit. And that's not so good because it is part water type. It is bug and water, and it's female. So Leo's going to have some trouble here. It's probably going to take 2 hits to take it out. So what I'm going to do here is go for the workup. And that'll raise my attack and my special attack 1 stage. And that might be enough to kill this thing, except that it has Water Sport, so Fire's power is going to be weakened. So, yeah, it goes for the quick attack there, and that only does 3 damage. So it can't really do much to me, but it's just going to be a pain to kill. And Headbutt is not enough to take it out. Ember's not going to do anything with Water Sport up. And she's going to go for the potion there to basically heal up her Surskit almost all the way. So we'll go for another Headbutt, see if that kills, and no, it barely hangs on. So let's go for another Headbutt. It's going to get another quick attack off, which doesn't really do much. So yeah, down goes the Surskit. That wasn't too bad, it was just annoying more than anything. And I guess we can keep Leo out because we are at +1 special attack. We grew to level 15, which is great. And he's trying to learn Noble Roar, which I believe decreases the opponent's attack and special attack by 1 level, so it's a pretty awesome move. We'll get rid of Leer for that. And Vivillon is coming out next. So it's going to be at level 12. And it is female, so that's unfortunate. And let's go for the Ember. It's going to be super effective. And wow, that did almost nothing. And, oh, actually, I forgot about the Water Sport mechanics now. It used to be that Water Sport was only in effect while that Pokemon was on the field, so while Surskit was on the field. But now it lasts a set amount of turns. I think it's like 3 or 4, so that explains why it lasted an extra turn. But another Ember was able to take out the Vivillon there after the Water Sport subsided, so that's that. Down it goes very easily. We get a lot of money for that victory, and yeah, we're all set here. It's time to get our first badge. You and your little Leo have shown me a whole new depth of field. Fantastic, just fantastic. Oh, I expected that. I knew that was coming. So we get our little bug-like, insecty badge thing, and I don't know what this is called. Bug badge, okay. With that bug badge, Pokemon up to level 30 will listen to your orders in battle. Yup, even if you get them in trades. Which is great. I don't plan on trading for any Pokemon that I'm going to be using in-game, but I guess that's kind of useful if you were, like, getting stuff off the GTS or anything like that. We're also going to get TM83 for beating her, and that's going to be Infestation. It has a terrible base power of like 15 or 20, something like that. and it's basically like Whirlpool and Fire Spin and stuff like that. You know, it hurts them a bit every turn, and they can't switch out while they're stuck in it. It's just like the bug variation of that, and I think it might actually be weaker in base power than those two moves, but whatever. So we can just head out behind this little tent here, and up the stairs we go. That's going to lead us back to the top of the gym, and apparently there's like a little secret entrance by that Butterfree thing, Butterfree portrait. Would you look at that bug badge? Nice, very nice, future champ. I bet that schmancy pants professor who gave you your first Pokemon be amazed to see it. After you heal up your Pokemon in the Pokemon Center, why don't you head on up to the Pokemon Lab in Lumiose City and show it to him, huh? Alright, well get off my case, man. I'm gonna do it. Sheesh. Okay, so I don't know why I'm going that way. I think I just lost my bearings a little bit. So we can head out to the Pokemon Center. Might as well get myself healed up. I really didn't take that much damage at all. And in fact, the only Pokemon I really used here was Litleo. So I guess that's okay. But we might as well just get healed up just for the sake of doing it. And now we're going to be heading out onto Route 4. And there's quite a bit of exploring to do there before we actually get to Lumiose City. But let's talk to this girl first. Oh, you are, aren't you? You're one of the kids who got a Pokemon from Augustine Sycamore, right? Yep, that would be me. Would you look at that? You got a bug badge. Looks like I might have a new scoop. To beat Viola at your young age, you really are something, aren't you? Well, I didn't want to brag, but yeah, we're kind of a big deal. Sorry, I never did introduce myself, did I? I'm Alexa. The gym leader you just faced, Viola, is my younger sister. I work as a journalist myself. Here, why don't you take this to celebrate getting your first badge? And she's going to give us the experience share, which is a very important key item. While it's turned on, all Pokemon in your party are going to get a share of the experience from battling. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not a regular item that you have to attach to your Pokemon anymore like in previous generations. It makes everything so much easier. It makes EV training easier as well. And it just makes getting through the game a lot easier, just in general. So we're going to be using that for a good portion of our journey. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. I think we got everything accomplished that I wanted to. Next time, we're going to do some exploring on Route 4 and hopefully get ourselves over to Lumiose City, or at least close. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. But until then, game on.